The Ravens versus the Bills. Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen is going to be the headline of that game. Who will lead their team to victory? The number 5 overall pick in Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson? I'm pretty sure he was the last pick in the first round, right?
Yeah.
He was? Or the 30th overall, the 32nd overall pick in the 2018 draft. Who do you think is going to win that game?
I think this is similar to what I was just saying about the Packers. I want to see the Bills matching up with the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I think they've done such a great job this season, but this is a very bad matchup for them. When you look at it, the Ravens this past season allowed the 6th least passing yards per game between Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey. They're great on the outside. They allowed the 2nd least in Wild Card Weekend, and that was to a very high-powered offense in the Titans. They have a great receiving core. They have Ryan Tannehill, who had a great season, so it's not like they were playing any slouch offense. They allowed the 5th least passing touchdowns and 2nd least points per game this season. And from Football Outsiders, the Ravens were the 3rd best defense in the league against number 1 wide receivers. So Stephon Diggs, who's played such a huge role in Josh Allen's development and the development of that Bills offense, he's going to have a very tough time against that Ravens defense, no matter what side he goes to, whether he's in the slot. They do a great job against number 1 wide receivers. So it's going to be a tough matchup for the guy who has been the catalyst of their great season offensively. And defensively, I was not impressed by the Bills against the Colts. John Taylor had a really nice day. Nyheim Hines even came in and ran for 70 yards. And they were very susceptible against the pass. Phillip Rivers had a great day, and I don't know that Phillip Rivers has that much left in the tank. I know Lamar Jackson isn't the greatest passing quarterback, but between the rushing attack that the Ravens are going to throw at the Bills and the holes that I think it'll open up for Lamar Jackson in the passing game, I think it's going to be a similar matchup like it was against the Titans. The Bills might get out to a hot start, but I like the Ravens in this game. And again, I'll bring up the weather. I just said it for the last game, but on Saturday in Buffalo, there's up to a 40% chance of precipitation. They're calling it a wintry mix, so it's supposed to snow going into Saturday and then maybe a rain, sleet, snow on Saturday morning. It's supposed to stop by game time, but it'll still be on the field. And then the temperature is going to be in the low 30s, and there's going to be wind gusts of up to 15 miles an hour. So for a passing attack like the Bills are, I don't think that's the best thing. And the Ravens are predicated on the run. They had the least pass attempts in the league this season, so I think that plays majorly to the Ravens' advantage.
This game is tough to call. It's 50-50 for me. I still don't know who I'm going to pick, even though I'm probably going to make a pick at the end of this segment. I'll talk about both teams. The Ravens' defense, they lead the NFL in forced fumbles with 25, and fumbles recovered with 15, and fumbles returned for a touchdown in 3, and they blitz on 44.1% of their dropbacks. A team that's second in the league in blitz are the Cardinals, and the Bills manhandled the Cardinals offensively. So they're probably going to watch a lot of tape from that game to see what the Ravens are probably going to be doing, or they're very familiar with teams blitzing because of that game against the Cardinals. And look, the Bills are 5-0 against top 10 defenses this season. The Bills, since Week 11, are first in points per game. The Ravens, since Week 12, are second in points per game. And for me, it's just a battle of yin and yang. The Ravens can run the ball, but they can't pass. The Bills can pass the ball, but their run game is bad outside of Josh Allen taking it and scrambling. If the Bills can hone in on the run, and if the Bills can hone in on the run and force the Ravens to pass the ball, they can have the edge. But the same can be said if the Ravens hone in on the pass and force them to run, it can create the same effect. I think this game is going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be a very tight game, and it's just my gut feeling. But I think the Buffalo Bills will win this game. I think they go and they face Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship. This is the clash of the yin and yang. Like I said, these two teams are very different, but yet very similar in the way that they're both one-dimensional. They do one thing, they do it very well, and they're not very good at the other thing on the offensive side of the ball. I trust the Bills' defense to stop the run to an extent. They're not very good in the trenches, but their linebacker core is pretty good. Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano, who gets really slept on. He's a really good linebacker. I think they can do well against the Ravens. The Ravens and them faced last year, week 14, I believe, and it was close, 24-17. So who knows? I think this game is really close, and you can go either way. Just because I have to pick a team, I'm picking the Bills. But I do see a scenario where the Ravens do win. This is going to be a very close game.
Yeah, just like you said, I could see it going either way. And I know everything I said was slanted towards the Ravens, but like you mentioned, they're 5-0 against top 10 defenses. If anybody was equipped to break down this Ravens pass defense, it's the Bills. Josh Allen has been incredible. He was top 3 in my MVP rankings at the end of the season. They were my second best team in my final power rankings. They played great against a really good Colts team last weekend. So it's no knock on them. I just think that these are the two hottest teams in the NFL. There's no question about it. And it's two clashing strategies. It's just depending on who's going to step up. I think I trust more in that Ravens defense just because they've been better than the Bills rush defense. But it's going to be a great game. I can't wait to watch it, and I wouldn't be mad to see either of these teams win. I think they're both very good teams, and it's going to be a great one.